Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. So today we're going to do a little thing about dice, not dice etiquette, but craps etiquette, or craps pet peeves. Everyone has a pet peeve. And like I said last time, my pet peeve is people with pet peeves. Yeah, It'll take you a while to get that one, but think about that one. Okay. So I sat there and asked for everyone to send out comments. I even talked to the dealers, and I was at Ellis Island last Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I asked the dealers, I said, what are your pet peeves? And I asked you guys, what are your pet peeves? And I got some answers, and I even have a story for you. So most of the time I'm at Ellis Island. If you're going to pick a casino, pick one. Pick one that you like. Pick one that, is easy for you to get in and out of. One that's easy for you to get food, stuff like that. It's the important things. Just because the craps table is fantastic doesn't make that's the place that you're going to go. You want to make sure it's got everything, and they seem to have it. And so far, everything seems to be perfect. So I went to the station casino, and I wanted to play craps there on Sunday morning, all because they have the all tall small $5 table, and I just wanted to. Haven't been there in a while, so I thought that would be a perfect time to go. So there was one person rolling. I get in. And, I'm standing right here. Dealers are right there. My wife gets in right there. We throw our money down. They said it was okay for us to throw our money down. They changed it up, and we're good, we're just sitting there waiting for the guy to seven out. And the guy sevens out, and the dealer pulls the dice back up to the guy, and he goes, okay, it's still your turn. And I was like, well, how? In my mind, I didn't say it out loud. I thought, how is it this guy's turn? But then I thought, well, maybe somebody was rolling. They left in the middle of a roll. It turned to be that guy's turn to finish up the last guy that was there. And he sevened out, so now he gets to play his turn. That's what I was thinking. So we're calmly sitting there waiting. And the guy sevens out again. And the dealer gets a stick. And, oh, it's his turn again. I was like, I must be missing something. I gave them money. They gave me chips. I don't really know what it was. So what I did was I turned my back on the dealers. I'm just like, what I was hoping for was that my wife would do the same thing, and then we could have a conversation without the dealers hearing us. But she didn't take the hint. So I turned back around, and the one dealer goes, well, if you want to throw, you got to put some money down. You could have told me that, instead of me sitting there watching this guy roll for 2 turns, maybe. Pet peeves. That's what we're talking about. What is it that really gets you aggravated, mad? And what do you do about it? Because if we are truly manipulating the dice to be what we want it to be, or to be less of a 7 than we want it to be, we have got to sit there and control our anger. We have got to sit there and control our emotions, because when your emotions are out of control, whether you're just mad, sad, whatever, it's going to mess up here, and when you're throwing the dice, you're not going to do as good as you're supposed to be doing. So once we sit there and say, these are our pet peeves, we're just going to forget about them. We're not going to worry about them, because we're here to make money. We're here to have fun. And have fun, make money, go hand in hand. If we're not making money, we're not having fun. If we're having fun, we're winning money. Hand in hand. So I sat there and looked at your guys' comments. I also talked to those people. The biggest thing is joining at the right time. And you're like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, this money here has got to get converted into chips. And so there's a right time and a wrong time to convert your money to chips. If there's an open spot on the table, I always will just sit there and wait. I've got my card, my player's card, because I want free food, I want free rooms, I want free whatever I can get free. And I'll have my card in my hand, I'll have my money in my hand, and I'll leave it right there as the people are rolling. Because I know it's not my turn, and most of the time I'll sit there and throw $5 or whatever it is for one half of the table, and then I'll do it for the other half of the table That way the dealers can sit there and say, I'm engaging in betting. So what I wait for is the dealer to go, hey, I can take that card now. I can take your money now. And then you'll sit there and take your card, your money, and you can't just hand it to them. You've got to sit there and actually drop it on the table. Because if you're handing them things, the cameras are only seeing stuff from above. They might think that you're doing something hanky-panky. So you can't do it that way. So there's a right time to get your change and a wrong time to get your change. But a lot of times I'll just sit there and wait on the dealers, and you sit there and listen to what they're going to say. Hey, I'll take that now. Or if there's only one person rolling, and once they roll down, then you can sit there and throw it there, and they can wait to see, but there's only one person rolling, you can pretty much buy in almost at any time. But if there's 3 people on each side, or if you have the partitions, you're going to have like 10 people on each side, however it is, just wait your turn to put your money, get your money changed over. Another one is tipping, and I'm a big advocate of it. Tip, tip, tip. You got to tip the dealers. Tip the dealers. If you work in a tipping facility, whether it be a restaurant, whatever, and when you do your best job and you get nothing, you're just aggravated. You don't want to help people. That's kind of what you're trying to do. You're trying to get I want the dealers to help me. I want them to do the best they can for me. I'm going to slowly tip them as I'm playing, and not at the very end. Because if you do it at the very end, how will they know to help you at the very beginning? So tipping. Another thing, and you'll see people do this. You'll see people, I don't know why. I really don't know why. They'll take the dice and they'll go, you'll get 20 minutes of this. I really don't know what they're looking for. And then they're like, oh yeah, that's it. And then they throw it. I'm all for setting the dice. I really am. That's how we make things work. But to sit there and just, you want to ask them, are you having your own rolling party? I don't know. But you're supposed to take the dice, have them set the way you want to, and roll quickly. I don't mean that you should be rushing doing it, but you don't want to be that one person that looks like they're playing jacks on the table. Another one thing that you'll see all the time is people will put things on the table. Whether it be a drink, they'll put a drink, whether the casino allows smoking, ashtray, you name it. I've seen all sorts of things either on the ledge or on the table that don't belong there. The only thing that belongs on the table is the dice and your bet, and the only thing that belongs up here is maybe your card, your chips, if you have a piece of paper that you're keeping track, a pen, but not drinks. Definitely not drinks. One thing that's kind of odd is that they don't want you to say 7. I get it, people are superstitious. Just don't say 7, just call it Big Red. And if someone goes, hey, what's this Big Red that you're talking about? Hopefully the dealer might chime in and say something. That way you don't offend people and make them mad. But there are some people that don't like the word 7, especially as people are rolling. It doesn't matter to me, really. It really doesn't. But to other people, it does. Another thing is that the dice will be coming in from here, and you'll have people. When the dice are out, you want your fingers, even your fingertips, out of the way. Sometimes I'll even go as far as turn my hat backwards, just because when they're throwing it, it looks like it's getting really close to hitting my head. But you want your hands and fingers out of the way. The worst thing you want to do is have that guy hit your hand, the dice come down and it's being a 7. How mad people will be. Because it shouldn't have been that way. Your hands should have been out of the way. You shouldn't have been trying to throw your last bet. That's another pet peeve people have. About, they tell you dice are out or dice are moving. Once the dice are out, dice are moving, that means that the stick man actually has the dice going to that player, and people want to put on another $500 on the table. Dice out, dice moving, any of those, that means bets are over. The guy's going to shoot. The dealers are done taking bets. That's what that truly means. Another pet peeve people have, it doesn't really bother me, but some people do, is you'll have that one guy that will come to the table with nothing but ones and fives. And then they'll sit there and, they'll lay it on the table. Then the dealer has to sit there and take time counting it all. How much easier it would have been if that person would have gone to the cashier, got a 20, and not thrown the ones in there, just to help the dealers out, because they have to sit there. Now remember, the only person that's watching them is the person in the sky, and they have lots of them. They probably have maybe 10 cameras pointed at the table, but there's all coming from up here. How will they see everything if you don't lay it out for them like a big picture? And that's why they do what they do. That's why they sit there and they lay out the money the way they lay it out. It's because the eye in the sky has got to be coming from here, and they've got to, they have got to see what the dealers are doing, and they can only do so from the top angle. So everything has to be this way, because they don't have cameras in here. They don't see what's going on. The dealers will often do this, after they get done. That's for the eye in the sky. So that, if they might have had some chips or something, they wouldn't be sitting there trying to put it up their sleeve. Eye in the sky. You'll see all of them do this. Sometimes I do that just because I think it's funny. I don't have any money up my sleeve. But late bets, late buy-in, when they say dice is out, that's it. Dice is out. Go to the table with $100 bills, and that way it's so much more easier for them. Another thing is that when you're done at the table, make sure you color up. Some people go, well, it's not that important. I'll just take my chips and put it in my pocket. Well, if you have 20 people do that in like 2 hours, what do you think that's going to do with the chips at the table? Especially when you're taking ones and fives. That means that the table has got to take a break. They've got to have money dumped on the table. They have to sit there and measure their ones, their fives, and everything else. That's pretty much what they use, is ones and fives. And then they have to load up their table again. If we would just be courteous enough and be patient enough to sit there and wait for a color up, the only thing that they would be restocking on the table would be hundreds, 500s, thousands. Everything else would be fine, and it would take less time when that money comes in at the table. But if everybody took all their change and left the table, that's why they have to order, they have more frequently, and they have to order more. It takes more ones on the table than it does hundreds. You'll find more fives on the table than you'll see 500s. It's just the way it works. So if we want craps to speed up and go faster, there's little pet peeves we've got to do so that things roll nicer, roll smoother. And, we all just do our part. I do my part, you do your part, we'll all be fine. But those are just some pet peeves, and, you might go, wow, I didn't know. That's fine. Sometimes, you don't find out till later on. You're going, well, maybe that's why that one guy was so mad at me when I said 7. Oh, maybe, so it just kind of helps us all out. A little bit of advice will help me, and then I sat there and learned a lot because you guys sat there and put your input about, what to do. And the next subject that I want to talk about is that one table. And we all have that one table. That one table that you can throw whatever you want to. You can throw while you're upside down. It doesn't matter. But you're going to get a 7. You're going to get a 7 just as soon as you lay your money out there. How do you conquer those tables? What do? Do you move on? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to get myself up to past 400 subscribers. I want, you're really cool, 3,000. I can go live. I can be in Vegas. And I can do, I can do things. I can do it live and say, hey guys, I just want to show you this. Here it is. I can't do that. I actually have to record it and then put it through. So it make my job easier, it give your guys more content faster, and that's the only reason why I want to build the channel. It has nothing to do with me. It's truly your guys' channel, and I hope that I bring you information and that information is helpful. If it's not helpful, then I'm not doing my job. I hope something I say, you'll learn something, you'll go, wow, that was helpful. And again, leave a comment. I'll try to sit there and comment each and every person, or at least put a little, a thumbs up that I liked your comment. I won't be in Vegas until not this weekend, but the following weekend, and I'll be staying at, I believe I'm going to be staying at the Venetian. Got some free rooms at the Venetian, and I even got free rooms at Ellis Island. I got another weekend free rooms at Venetian. That's why it's so important to use your card that they give you. A lot of people are afraid that maybe you won't get paid as much by putting in the slot machine. That's not the case. It's just a record that you were there and you threw your money away, and maybe the casino might kick some of that money back to you. That's what that card is there for, and it's great benefits. What's wrong with free? I love free. I'm pretty sure you love free too. Have a good one, guys. Thumbs up. Thanks.